So hello, friends.
Hello. Hello. Okay, well, we'll just kind
I
of
hear
start
this
this
good.
over from now. Welcome to
Yes,
Find Your
perfect.
Journey. We're so glad you're here. And this is a segment we do usually on a weekly basis where we get to meet our cruise and crop hosts because we know a lot of you want to go on a cruise and crop, but you're not sure which one to pick. So we want you to meet who's going to be on board, who our teachers are. And we're so excited today that we'll be welcoming Vicki Boutin. And she has actually been cruising with us since 2011. So for the last 10 years, she's done 7 crafting cruises and taught on them, and she has 3 coming up. So that's pretty impressive. And we're so glad, Vicki, you've been with us for so long and part of our Cruise and Crop family. We love having you as one of our hosts. And we know we have gotten nothing but rave reviews from all of Vicki's cruises because you guys know she's so much fun.
It's a fabulous experience. Like it's something I look forward to every year, right? Is to do these. You guys do a great job. You take great care of everyone who signs up. And all I have to worry about is the crafting portion. So it is definitely a really great experience. I'm turning my light down a little bit. It's blinding me. But we've had a lot of people that are return sign up before we get off the boat. You know what I mean? For the next one. So it's awesome. I'm very excited that we got that Alaska cruise up there today because people have been asking for years for that one. So
this is
very
take 2,
about that.
but we're going to get it on there. So yes, Vicki has 3 cruises coming up. So she has one that leaves out of Southampton in June of this year. And there's only a few spots left on that. So if you're interested in going, don't wait to sign up. This cruise, like I said, it's round trip out of Southampton, but you're going to go visit Spain and also the Bordeaux region, and you'll stop in Le Havre, which does give you the opportunity to get into Paris if you want. It's a long day, but you can go see the Eiffel Tower if you've never been, or go check out Normandy. And then there's 2 crafting days at sea. And then in October, she has a cruise to the Caribbean. This is currently sold out for her crafting space. But if you really want to go, we definitely recommend you get put on the waiting list. And then, if somebody has to cancel, then we can plug you right in. So we definitely will take you on a waiting list. And then brand new today, like we just said, Alaska on June 30th of 2023. So you are hearing it here first. This is official. We have it up on our website now, and you are welcome to start booking Vicki's Alaska cruise.
And that gives you lots of time because that's another awesome thing that you guys offer is the deposit, and then people can pay a little bit as they go so it doesn't hurt the pocketbook as much.
Yes.
But it is certainly from everyone that I talk to is if you're going to do a cruise, that's one of the ones you want to do. So I think it's one of the best times a year too, right?
It is peak season. You're going to have great, as far as weather goes, it's a little bit rainier at the beginning and the end of the season, but this is right in the middle. So chances are you're going to have good weather, and you're going to, have good chances of seeing wildlife, salmon fishing. So all sorts of great reasons to go this peak time. So
very excited about that.
Very good. On her European and Alaska cruise, they're on sister ships, the Anthem and the Ovation of the Seas, Royal Caribbean. And the conference space on this ship is like none other. It's on deck 13 on the very back of the ship, and you have floor to ceiling windows of the view. And
that's exciting.
It's so beautiful, especially in Alaska. So even if you're scrapbooking and you're sailing through the glaciers, you're going to have the best view ever. So it's a great ship for that. The ship itself is amazing. You can try the iFly indoor skydiving. They have rock climbing. They have the North Star capsule. So you get in this capsule and you go way above the ship, and it's a great views. They have a really cool indoor arena type thing they call it the C-Plex, and it's very versatile. You can, they have bumper cars in there, and they'll do like pickleball, basketball. There's all sorts of gaming centers around it. There's a sports bar in there. So super cool feature of this ship, as well as tons of great entertaining spaces, adult only solariums, a music hall. So the ships are incredible. That's a destination in itself, and then you're going to some fabulous ports on both of them. So
it's very exciting. I don't think I've been on these boats, right? And all the cruises, I don't think I have. No, the biggest one was on like a family trip that we took at Christmas, which was just a family one that I booked through these guys because I love them as my travel agents. And that was really fun. So I'm excited for, as on top of I always say it's a vacation with crafting. That's how I run my crafting cruises, is that I still want you to be able to come with significant others or your family or your best friend or your mom or your sister. And even if they aren't crafters, they will have fun things to do where you can be doing your fun crafting, but then you have and can experience all the amazing parts of the boat and the excursions and all of the things that come with it. So I love it. I think it is a great thing. I always say it's like a vacation with the benefit of cruising, or pardon me, with crafting.
Yes, yes.
So that it's not like, I don't want you to feel like unless it's what you want. Like, to me, you take whatever you want out of this. If you're more like, I love the ship, I want to stay on the ship, and I love that the crafting space is open, I can go and work on other projects, do whatever, then it's an option. You can do that, but I'm in the room with you on Days at Sea for the crafting portion. And you can hang out with me as much as you like. I'm definitely one of those where it's not just only talk to me when I'm in the creating room. I still will 100% let you talk to me at any point on that boat. So yeah, that's awesome. I love it. So
Melanie, I see you ask, is it full? Her Caribbean cruise is full. Europe is almost full, and Alaska was just announced today, so probably by next week that's going to be full. So don't wait to sign up if you want to join her.
Yeah, so Alaska, people have been waiting for a very long time for that one. So I would think that one will fill up pretty fast, even though when you look at it, it is definitely like one of the premium kind of luxury cruises. I think as much like when in comparison to maybe some of the Caribbean ones, but that's what I'm saying. It's going to be the vacation of a lifetime on top of the getting to do the crafting portion. So to me, I'm just a cherry on top of a delicious sundae. It's going to be a really good thing. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. Yes, definitely bring your friends and family. That's always great, like she was saying. So whether they get the group rate,
right? So I always say it's like you can talk your family into it, where you don't even have to let on to your husband or significant other that the reason you want to go on this is you want to scrapbook. You can be like, honey, like, look, this is something we've always wanted to do. And then when you're at the casino or you're pickleballing or jumping from the sky, whatever you're doing, I'm just going to go and craft. And I love that everybody still gets the great group rates that we get. So the cruising costs are like some of the best rates you'll ever get. And then, because we've had some people, look, there's like a group of 7 and only 1 crafter.
Yep.
Sorry,
that's completely fine. Completely fine.
Like that, you all can get that. So even if you're like, oh, I wanted to do this with my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, we've wanted to go on a group of 4. They all still get the group rate. They just don't pay the crafting part. So I think that's always kind of an added bonus to this as well.
Yes, definitely.
Sorry, I got my jug of water.
So we know, Vicki, you're no newbie to this industry, but do you want to just give a quick little bio of when you started crafting and tell us about some new lines you have coming up?
Yeah, sure. I love it. So I have been in this industry since I went to my first kind of at-home crafting scrapbooking event kind of thing where, you know, we bought the circle cutters and the stickers and the albums. And my son was about 6 months old, and then I had an art background. So I went to school for graphic design, and I took a fine art, and I always loved the creative side, but I had gone into dental assisting because I guess it was another creative side in your mouth. But when he was little, I was looking for something to do because in Canada we get a year-long maternity leave. So I was like, okay, I have this baby and I'm very social. I need to find something to do on top of being a mom. And I found scrapbooking. And then I took a deep dive into, okay, what is this all about? Because that was cool, the circle cutting and the stickers. But then I was like, because I have an art background, I wanted to find out what more I could do. And it just kind of was a snowball effect from there. I started then in working with tons of magazines on all the design teams. I was working like crazy, had another baby, had these kids, all these pictures to take, and then found the other thing that I love is the social aspect of it in the community and the teaching, which kind of just fell into something where I'm not only passionate and excited about making art and creating, but I'm really excited to share that and make you do it with me. So the teaching just was like a natural evolution that I didn't ever expect that's the direction I would go in, but it's to me as rewarding and even maybe more fulfilling sometimes than the making my own, you know, collections and all the rest of it is really that holding people's hands and showing them that anybody can find their niche and their spot in this creative endeavor. And my favorite are the people who think they can't do it, because I will prove them wrong 99.999% of the time. And that only other 0.001 are the ones who are resistant to really try it. Because I feel like nowadays with stamps and stencils and products that are easy to use and affordable, that anybody can make art. Like you can make some version of art and make it fit in. And I just find once you take that step and then the deep dive into it, it's the most rewarding creative thing that you can do. And then to tie it into memory keeping and scrapbooking, to me is like the best thing ever. It's just, I think, how it brings all of it together. It's great for your mental health. I find that, and we have definitely found that, right, over the last 24 years or 2 years, whatever it has been. It's like a millennium. That this has saved me, and then the community that I found through this, you know, where all these people that found us, because, you know, some of us live with other people, which can be a good thing or a bad thing. And then a lot of us are alone. You know, and I find that the magic of our world now with technology, plus being able to bring the creative aspect right into your home is awesome. And if you've loved that, then to me, it's like just expands the whole kind of experience with the cruising. And I find that timing wise, it's perfect. Like a lot of us, I feel like I'm in Canada, so we are a little behind other places where we're very cautious. And so we're just coming out that, oh my goodness. And I'm just going to tell you, it's going to be on like Donkey Kong, because this girl who loves people has not left the house for 2 years. So I find that first one, the European one, which for some of you guys who've been maybe on the fence with that one, because you're not maybe familiar with the ports, because it was a little different one, but I pushed for the European one. I'm like, you know, Sherry, I really want, the one we had to cancel was really amazing ports, but still with like our like post-COVID times, we're not there yet, right? With we're still limited to what we can choose from. But when I talk to my friends who live in Spain, they're like, you're going to 2 of the most amazing ports. Like it's where people who live their vacation. So I'm uber excited because I've never seen these 2 ports. And I have done the one that is, like you said, we can go into Paris. But I know I'm going to opt because we can do Monet's Garden on that one, can't we? Isn't that the one? Where I think for us with mixed media and the inspiration we can take from that and then turn into our art. I'm super excited about that. So very excited about that. The Caribbean one is a no-brainer. It's fun,
Yeah.
sun,
Fun
and
sun.
crafting. Yeah. And then now this Alaska one is going to be full on. And then I try to make two. So I changed it up because it's a little bit harder now with when we get to the ship to bring in 50 kits. So I thought how I can make that easier is because I'm already set up. I sell kits online all the time and teach online. That for everyone that's joining with me, I'm going to curate everybody's box and I'm going to ship it to them. And then all you have to do is what I'd recommend is pack it in your carry-on, but none of your like things that won't go through the airport. Those need to be packed in a Ziploc. I just double pack anything in a Ziploc and just put it in my suitcase. But for sure, there'll be something fun at the cruise for everybody. Like, I feel like I love to give gifts. We need to have surprises there, but you will get like a special box for each one of you. The only thing then is you have to remember to bring it. So we will start like a private group. It'll probably start soon for the European one, won't it? Like, I don't want to do it. I like to do it closer to the event, and we'll start a private group for that. And then we can have discussions, because here are questions that always come up. Cruising and crafting, how does that work? Do I have to pack my whole craft room? Like, no. I keep
please
your,
don't.
yeah, you really don't.
People overpack all the time.
Yeah, and I do it all the time, right? So I make the tool list is very small. And the other thing we do when we start the group, because you'll find people, you'll want to chat with each other because you're going to be excited that you're all on this journey together. And I find kind of building some of the friendships before you get on the boat is really fun. You will find some people aren't down for that. They're going to come in, do their classes, and they're very excited to be off with whoever they've come with. Totally okay. Will not harass you. I've had people show up for the meet and greet and I've never seen them again. They just take their kids and they go, because you know, it's like their moms who booked this with a friend and they haven't been anywhere ever. So they're like, I want to go and bumper car and I want to do this. And I feel confident that I want to craft on my own.
Yep.
If that's what you want to do,
we're really just
totally
providing we're providing a great excuse, ladies, for you to tell your husbands you're going to go craft, and then you can do whatever you want.
Whatever you want. If you want to go learn how to merengue and drink your drink plan all day, do whatever makes you happy. Yeah. You will find I am the easiest. I will in no way be offended. Just let me know that's what's happening. So I'm not waiting for you, right? I'm not like, oh, we should give them a little bit longer. If you're like, Vicki, man, this is like nothing. This boat is amazing. So I love you. If I have questions, I'll find you later. I'll be like, have at it. Have the best time ever. Right? Yep. So it's happened once in the cruises that I've been on, only once. And then we've had people who really love to sit in the room and they craft the whole time and that's their jam. That's great. But the point I wanted to make is when we start that group, if we're using circle punches or some items that are a little bit heavier, what we'll do in that group is we can make a list. As you bring the 1 inch, you bring the 1.5 inch. We have enough. If you don't like sharing tools though, totally bring your own and no one will expect you to. Like, we will respect whatever your jam is. It's totally good. And then I bring one of everything, right? Between me and Rich, who is my now cruise buddy. We'll bring one of everything, so it will be good. So I know that is always a big question. And here's the other thing. The cruise space, crop space will be open, but I always tell everybody from past experience, bring your stuff with you back to your room and bring it when you come and go. So you're going to want something that's easy to carry everything in. I wouldn't recommend leaving anything in the cropping space. Yeah, on some cruises, it's been fine. No one really ever comes down there. On others where it's kind of, and they're not going to lock if it's open, they're not locking the door. So anybody could, in essence, walk in there. And we've had people's glasses go missing and stuff. One time we were right beside the nightclub. So I'm just saying, at night, people were coming in, you know what I mean? So I'm like, just bring your stuff and then you're fine. Just bring it back and forth with you. But when we have most of the cruises, we have 2 days at sea. The first day I always do some type of travel album. like some kind of album that we sit and work on, so that when you get off the cruise, you have something to, because we will talk about photography. I'll talk about things to collect that I think are amazing to put in your travel albums. Like every port, make sure you go and find postcards, anything paper source that has, make sure you take pictures. There's almost every port has some kind of sign that, you know what I mean? Take pictures of those kind of things, document all of that. So we always do a cruise album. And it's, if you've taken my album classes, it's pretty much the same thing live. We do all of the paper cutting, we put the album together. And then this is why you don't need to pack anything else. Because if you want to go in there, you're like, had a whole day at the port and I've come back, my husband's napping, I want to come and put some stuff together. It's all right there for you. And then the second day is usually some mixed media and layouts, because I know that's what most people like. I will eventually get to a point, I think one of these cruises will be a full mixed media cruise. Like it will be an art cruise. And then I just feel like I just got to get you guys, we're almost there. We'll be at 10 cruises by the time we're done this one. And then the next one will be, I will plan the cruise to match something that I think would go awesome with mixed media. Like maybe the Germany one with the Christmas, what are they called?
Markets. Yep.
Yes. Because to me, that would be like somewhere where we could maybe find really cool places to get art supplies, and so, or Italy or something that would be, I think, right, really fun, that we will do full-on art. It will be a full-on art experience. So that one's coming. That's up here, but it's coming. So does anybody have questions? I talk a freaking lot. But it's just, it's, my whole thing is like, we started this back in the day when we used to do a lot of these. It was like store related, right? It was stores that would kind of do, and I was invited. It was a Scrapping Turtle was my first cruise with Hannah. And she said, hey, will you come along and be the teacher? And then it just has grown, because it really, at first I had no clue what to expect. And now what I love is that it's two of my favorite things, travel and making. Three, and community. We laugh so hard. And here's the whole thing is people's husbands, sisters, aunts, like it's not just, and then it's done. Like you are welcome to join. And we try to get them to set our tables all up together. So we get the biggest table we can. And then we kind of like, I'll rotate. We organize when we're there, because there's always somebody around saying, hey, do you want to try the steak restaurant? And what we'll do is say okay, we have like, you know, there are 60 people on here. What can you do for us? And we get some great rates because we fill their restaurant one night, right? So we're like, and we will sit and they'll set all our tables up. And that has been a really fun experience in the past. So we really have a good time. And like I said, you can partake in as much of that as you want or not, you know, but we always end up meeting up at night. Like if we're all going to the comedy show or whatever, like we'll sit in a whole section. And then I love to dance. So I'm always like, hey, you want to join me at the club tonight? There's salsa. I'm there. I'm all over it. So yeah, we have a really, really good time. And I think that is why a lot for my cruises is a lot of returning. Because once they're like, it has been, so I'm not whoever it is you travel with, but I mean, it is a lot of husband and wives or families that have come. And then it's really awesome because the husbands end up having so much fun as well, where at first I'm sure they're like, I'm not hanging out with those weird women and guys that are in there crafting. I don't want to do that. And then a lot of times the guys are all hanging out, the husbands at the pool together, because they've met each other. So we have a really, really good time. I'm so excited that we're back to it, and very excited. Your experience with Cruise and Crop they are exceptional. Like, look I book all of my vacation. I'm Canadian and still book all of it through Sherry and her team, because they take really good care of you. Yeah. So I don't know. That's a lot of information. I don't even know. Sherry sent me a list of like talking points, and I'm like, yeah, I will just ramble on and on. I don't even know if I'm hitting
They're just
the points
suggestions.
or not. Yeah, yeah.
So that's great.
So does anybody have any questions? Did anybody have any questions?
Oh, I was watching the different comments. I think you covered a lot of things. So, I mean, right now, I just checked our rates this morning, and our group rates are still lower than the 30% off sale. And so we have limited inventory when we take out a group of those lower rates. It's always best to book right away. And so if you're still interested in either the Europe or Alaska for 2023, the group rates on our Cruise and Crop website are going to be your best deals. And of course, if you're interested in a different type of stateroom or suite, we can look up rates for you as well. We're going to post links to all of her cruises in the comments once this video is finished. And you can find out more information about exactly where the cruises are going and register right on our website or give us a call. So.
And one of the questions I said, will there be whale watching on they will have so many excursions you won't even go.
That'll be one of them.
Helicopter with bears and all of the craziness that there is. Yeah. So you will have lots and lots of options for the travel part of the cropping cruise. Yeah. So it's good. I'm telling you, it's it is just. And if you've never been on one of these big boats before, it's an island. And I don't do anything smaller than the Liberty, whatever that class is, Liberty. I love that is one of my personal favorites. Sherry knows because I'm always down for I love cruising out of New Orleans, but the boats were too small. So I was like, we did that once, and I'm like, I think for this style of thing wasn't for me. I like the Liberty.
Little smaller. Yep.
It's a little smaller. So depending what you're looking for, but was a great cruise. And I love that port. I love New Orleans. So that was awesome. So I love the Liberty class and up. And I love that Liberty, that whole class I think is awesome. So the nice thing too, is that you're getting lots of different price points depending what your budget is. And the other thing is floating island with tons of food, entertainment. When we talk about how they're clean like crazy, because that's what they're doing the whole time, are cleaning these ships. I just think it is a really amazing experience if you haven't done that. And I used to be concerned with I get motion sickness and stuff. I just put that little patch right here. Fine, if it is a rougher day, I try to be out. I sit where I can see the horizon line and stuff, and I'm fine. So it's definitely, they're so big. These boats are it will blow your mind how big they are. Right? So I don't feel like you're not Gilligan's Island. You're not on a little sailboat,
Yes.
Yeah.
So somebody asked, where does Alaska leave from? It is round trip out of Seattle, Washington. And you're going to sail to Sitka, which is a newer port that I haven't sailed there much in the past. So that's exciting, especially if you've watched The Proposal. I've been wanting to go there since I saw that movie. Skagway, Juneau, Victoria Island, and then also you'll visit Endicott Arm and Dawes Glaciers. So lots of glacier viewing, and then also some great ports to call.
Oh, I'm so excited. See, that one I have to research. I know I always have wanted to do it, but I don't even have a clue. What I just know I want a balcony. I want a balcony.
Okay.
That's the one that you splurge for, the balcony, right? Because you want to be able to go out and see those things. So it's kind of fun. Very excited about it. I think, like I said, the nice thing too with this one is you have your deposit that you put down. And like I said, you have, if it's the expense is a concern, you have, explain that, Sherry, people can pay a little bit. And then when is their final deposit usually due?
About 100 days before sailing. So you can put down your deposit on all three of these cruises. It's $500 per stateroom. And then if you want to set up a payment plan, we're happy to do that for you. You know, if you want to pay monthly and spread it out, you know, we can certainly do that. So.
And I always choose Royal is what I always stick with. I think for this type of thing, they have some of the best like rooms to hold these kind of events in, and it's nice, and you can get in your Crown and Anchor and start collecting your points.
Yep. Right? Build up your loyalty and you'll start getting discounts, invited into their special concierge rooms.
Yeah. I'm waiting now. I got to level up from this one, so I'm sure I'll be getting lots of points towards that now with leveling up to the next level. But yeah, it really is a phenomenal experience. And Sherry and her team as well will help you for any pre or post vacation plans that you want to make. They're very good. They'll help you sort all of that stuff out. Anything that you need help with.
Anything like that.
Yeah. So.
And, Marcia's asking about cancellation due to COVID. Depending on the sailing, Royal Caribbean does have some special cancellation policies that would apply to the June cruise. Starting in October, standard cancellation applies, but that could get extended as well. So as long as this is a potential issue, Royal Caribbean will probably keep extending their dates, but it's definitely, you're safe to book, you know, right now, and you can always book a refundable fare. And our group rates are refundable deposits. So there's no reason to not book. So if you get sick beforehand and can't go, then, you know, insurance will cover that as well. So.
Yeah, I think now it's just our times have changed a little bit. So just make sure you don't pass on, you book the insurance, you do those things, and then fingers crossed. Like I feel like we're turning a corner.
Yes, right? Definitely. Yeah.
But I know me personally, I'm going to take the chance. Like I'm ready to I feel comparatively than any other time that if I'm going to do this, obviously, or I wouldn't have booked these. Right. So yeah. So definitely do what you need to, look into that, like between Canadians, Americans, look at what you need. I think everything's kind of changing right now. I don't know what the airlines are going to expect in June. I don't know yet. So, you know, but I'm looking around and people are starting to move. They're on the move. So, and I know here in Canada, like they're talking about restrictions now over the next couple of weeks are going to start to be lifted. So
good. We're hearing that in many countries. So right now the cruise lines are being very safe and they're having to abide by protocols in every port that you stop in, every one of those countries that's involved. So they're, you know, being stricter than they have to be on a voluntary basis, just to make sure everybody is safe on board. And really, it's pretty much the safest place you can go these days is on a cruise ship. You know, very few places anymore have quarantine rules, things like that. The cruise lines are, you know, if you get sick, they're paying for you to fly home. So, I mean, they're doing everything possible to take care of you if you were to get sick, just like we have always traveled with the potential of getting the flu while we're gone. I mean, it's really, it's just something we're going to have to live with, I think, going forward. Symptoms are less and less these days, so it's not as life-threatening as it was when it first came out. So, you know, but the cruise line's doing above and beyond the call of duty.
Well, it's their business. Like I look at it like it's their business, and I don't think want to have any kind of bad publicity around any of this. So I think that, and everywhere I'm reading that most of the travel industry is, I think, very much wants to encourage you to book and do the things. So they're going to take care of you on the other side if there are any issues. So
yeah,
I don't know. For me now, I'm I just so want to see people.
Yeah, it's so good to be together again.
Right.
I'm leaving next weekend, so excited to get to go on my first cruise and crop since the pandemic. So
where are you going?
Cruising with Lickety Split Scrapbooks, and
Very
it's
exciting.
actually on the Liberty out of Galveston. So we're kind of
nice.
doing a preview of your cruise. So yeah, it's got a great group of girls going. So excited for that.
And I've done this one. So that was one of the questions. And I've done this cruise out of Galveston. I've taught on and love these ports. Love Galveston is a beautiful port as well. Surprisingly, really cute if you have a little bit of time to go down into that main little town there. It's a beach town. It's very cute. And then I love Texas just for like some of the side visit the silos or whatever, you know.
Yep.
A couple of days on there and do that is very fun.
Yeah.
So it's very exciting I'm not sure if anybody who's listening today, I know I saw Vicki on here and I know she's signed up. I don't know if any of you guys are signed up. Do you get interest in matching passengers together and traveling alone? I'm sure people reach out to you and say, look, I'm looking for a roommate. And here's the other thing. I taught 15 hours this weekend live. And one of the things that I was saying is you're hardly in your room. Like I literally went in there to change, to sleep, and to have naps. Like I'm never in my room. There's too much going on. So I said, as roommates, the only thing you want to make sure you share is like if you snore, if you have a CPAP machine, like just
smoke, yeah,
if you're a smoker, like just those are the things that. But for if you're nervous about that, that's why we start the group ahead of time. So if you are somebody that a lot of the dialogue is open up already. The other plus is if you're already part of the VBOO crew and our community, most of the people you know already. So I know there are a lot of people who want to do this, but maybe, you know, you're the only one you know that wants to do this. There's probably a partner out there who would be very excited to have that option. And then, like I say, it's like anything else. Like if you had a roommate, you just treat it like that, right? Is that, you know, it's a couple of days that you share a room and just make the experience the best one. But just, I think, be honest up front. Like I am a night owl, so I like to go out, and then you just know that, okay, well, I like to go to bed early. So you respect that and go, okay, I'll be quiet when I come back and just make sure then like I'm not hanging out in the room till 3 a.m. So we've had people do it in the past and it's not been an issue. Like we've had a lot of, and I find it's no different than going to a crop together. Like a lot of you guys have done that where you meet up with somebody and they're like, hey, I want to go to this crop and it's like a weekend thing. Do you want to share a room? It's kind of the same jam. So yes, definitely, right? There are people that will reach out.
Oh, sure. So if you're looking for a roommate, you can choose to book as a single just to kind of lock in your price and your spot. And then we make notes that, you know, you're looking for a roommate. And if we get somebody else to call and say they're looking for a roommate, then what we'll do is put the two of you in touch together and you can chat, you know, have that conversation and decide if you want to room together or not. And then we can make that happen. So it's definitely a possibility. You can, you know, share expenses right down the middle. You don't have to exchange money. You know, we're going to take care of all the financial payments and things like that. So we can certainly help with that. We do that all the time. We've actually matched people up that end up cruising together multiple times in the future because they're like, oh, this worked out great. We're friends now. And
because they're become travel buddies. And it really is a thing because there are a lot of people who may be single and have like extra income and they're looking for, their friends are married with kids or kids in university and can't do it as much. So I think it is a great opportunity to make a new buddy. And one of the other questions too was how many on the European cruise? There's the other thing. I don't pack my room. Like we split 2 per table because to me, otherwise we would really limit our numbers and you don't need the space. We make it where really the only you might go in for like an hour or 2, but we're under 40 on that, right? I think our cutoff number is
30 people. So we're only at 8 spots left for the European cruise.
And that one's in a really nice room too, isn't it? Didn't you say the room for that one is really nice too?
That's the one off the back of the ship with the beautiful windows. Yep.
So it'll be good. Like, it's like, because normally we're in the bowel of the ship. Like, we're in a big room lower in the ship, which is fine because you're crafting. But I've done one other cruise where with the view and the light, and it is a freaking amazing experience. So I'm very excited about this one to have the European one. And then here's the other thing. If you have never been to the UK, like, you can from there book, like, I know my friend Kari is coming and she's going to Scotland from there. I know I'm staying for at least a week. At least, and I might end up, now when Kari said Scotland, that I'm like, maybe I'm gonna like go to England the week before. Maybe I'll travel the week before and do London and go visit some friends, and maybe I might even throw a weekend in Paris and just take that, like, the thing under the channel, and then maybe I'll do Scotland after too. Because here's the whole thing: to travel in Europe when you're there is way more inexpensive. So to me, it's a big trip. But like, what was the one I booked before? And I'm going to go Brighton. I had I booked like a day in Brighton because it's right close to Southampton.
Nice.
So I just did like
Southampton is a really cute town.
So, and then I have a day, I did a full day there too before the cruise. Because here's other tips. Make sure you book yourself travel, weather, delay issues into your trip.
Yes.
I would never, ever, ever book to arrive the day my cruise is leaving. Ever. I think you should have at least a day that you get in wherever you're going a day before. So if there's any kind of weather issues or delays with your flight, it's not super stressful. So that it's another one of my travel tips, right? Is that when I'm leaving, I'm not as concerned because whatever goes on, it's more on the other end.
Yeah, you can leave the first day.
Yeah, but I don't know.
But yes,
recommend
coming in
that
a day
as
early
well?
for sure. Oh yes,
especially
always.
From a distance
you never
like
know
that.
What could happen.
And then you also have to get to the port, right? So, and there's the other thing. There's lots of options that Sherry will talk you through, like. We fly into Heathrow and then the train in, and it's not hard. Yes, it's not hard. The trains in Europe are a whole different thing. So, or you can book a private car. There's lots of different things that you can do. But definitely this is what, if you're planning this, you're going to want to talk to them because there's just other things that go into this one. Well, most of the ports, right, are not right close. Only a few are where the airport is close, like Miami or whatever. But a lot of them you kind of have to.
So we can get the transfers for you. So that's no problem. Yes. We'll, we can get if we book hotels with the cruise line, then they're going to include transfers to and from the ship. So that's a really nice feature that everything's taken care of for you.
It is so nice where all you do is walk down into the lobby. They tell you exactly where to go, whatever you get off it's so easy. So I really would recommend that because there's just some things that go along with this, right? Because you're not just flying to your destination. You're flying to your destination and then you're leaving that destination to go on a big boat. Right. So just make sure if you're new to this that you ask the questions because there is definitely, it's a little bit different, but so freaking worth it. You get, and it is all run so smoothly. Royal, I think, does an amazing job with the whole getting you on, getting you through like the whole customs kind of process because you are getting on their boat. You do need to go through all of that. And here's my other tip is bring a small bag that you get on the boat with that if it's a warm climate, you have your swimsuit or, a change of clothes.
You're ready to go.
Then right when you get to a cruise ship, you drop your bags off and then they bring your bags to your room, which could be any time. Like a lot of people I know get on the boat right away because your food and everything you've paid for it, right? But that doesn't mean your bags are going to make it to your stateroom right away. So I always think you'll get in your stateroom, but you need to have like some little, make sure your medication's with you, make sure You have like a change of clothes for dinner if you've been traveling. Just a few things in there, I think, is an important tip too. Just if you haven't done this before. My
Yeah.
swimsuit is always what we do, is just something that if we want to go by the pool, that we have that, and I'll throw in like a dress or something for dinner just in case. Just in case. But there, it's usually all very good. But I know that those are the things I've watched, right? That other people do that are like very serious cruisers.
Yep.
Yeah, it's super helpful.
And nobody's at the pool on that first day, so it's
no,
a great
it's good,
time to go.
Dan. Especially like, and I get my like Bahama Mama, and I'm all ready. Like, what is the drink of the day? I'm sitting by the pool, and then you go to like all the food options that you have. It really is for the people who are like, I don't want to cruise. I don't like being on a boat. I'm like, you just don't even have a clue what you're missing. It is the entertainment is top notch, like that. If you're like me and I like to have things to do, or nothing to do, like you can do both things. Sit in the solarium and read 12 books. Do it. You got like 12 different types of chairs to sit on, and it is the best. You can sit in the hot tub every night. If you want to learn a salsa dance, you can do that. So it is a really, really, really fun experience. And that's obviously because now, right, by the time we're done this one, I'll have done 10 and have probably the next 2 booked. Yeah, it is, because I just, to me, it's just, and 2, for going on a really amazing vacation, getting to do your hobby that you love without having to do a ton of planning, because pretty much all of it's there for you. You get your little sea pass every morning and you can see what's going on, and you're like, maybe I'm going to do this today, maybe I'm not. Your dinner plans are pretty much made for you. Maybe you don't feel like going into the dining room that night, then you're going to go in and do the buffet. You can do that. And some of these bigger ships have like so many food options. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
It is. Yeah. It's like, right when you say, Sherry, like if people haven't been on a cruise ship, they just don't even know. It's so good.
They don't know. Or if you went on one 20 years ago, it's not the same cruise ship. This is, and Royal Caribbean has created ships in these last 10 years that are just mind-blowing. They're incredible. Definitely a destination in and of itself. So.
See, and then I'm looking and I see my friend Julianne is here, and she was on one of the cruises. So we have some returning cruisers, and we had so much fun. Was that that wasn't your first one, I don't think, Julianne, right? I don't know if you'd cruised before, but yeah, poolside selfies. Oh, the photo options are so many. And I'm one who gets up every morning. I like to watch the sunrise. I am that crazy one. And it does not matter how late I was out. I'm up because I love going for the walk and then taking the pictures as the sun comes up. It's something, there's just something pretty magical about it. It really is awesome.
And man, we did. I see your booking, Kim. I was like, I got to check this email. There's already bookings for Alaska, Vicki. They're already coming in.
I'm telling you, as soon as there are or maybe your 50th birthday happened while in COVID, or you missed your anniversary, and you had that. This is what you can tell. You don't even have to tell your significant other that it's a cropping cruise. Like, it is, just understand what I'm saying. It's only at days at sea. So guess what? There's plenty of things to keep them occupied. We have tons of husbands who come and sit in the crop room with us. Like, especially when it's close to our lunch break and stuff, they'll come in and hang out, which I love. They come to the meet and greet. So like I said, you still will have your honey time, and you just have when we're at sea.
Yeah.
Right? And then the second day at sea is only a half day. We only do a half day. So you still can enjoy stuff on the boat, because days at sea are a little different and it's fun. So I want to give you that option. The first day, the album day, is all day. It's an all day one, and we take a break for lunch. And then, like I said, I pop in and out when it's after ports. I'll just go in the room to see if anybody's working. But that is really just if you want to go in there and finish up what we've been working on. But like I said, I'm not going to keep you in that room all the time, because to me, it is a cruise with crafting. That's how I run mine. So if you were curious about that, it's going to be so much fun.
Yes, Deborah.
Do you see Deborah? Do you see mine, Sherry?
And yes.
That's what she's saying. Do you see mine?
So I think there's about 4 of them in there already. So we'll have to go through them and see who's put down their deposits.
And you have to understand with that, one more thing, because they're saying the $300 fee for the cropping, it is, you get your value in there. Like you will get your value in there. I send very big gifts will come in your box, like bigger things, but there's lots of things that go in there, right? Is the fees to ship it all is in there, right? The fees to ship it to me to get, it is not, well, think when you go to a crop, friends, like what are you paying for those things? And your classes a lot of times aren't even included. So the fee is there for a reason, to get all of the things that are going on in there. In that is included, we pay for the coffee and the tea that come into your room and the snacks, because we are in there for a number of hours. So there's lots of things that factor in to that cropping fee. So I know for some of you look at it but you know what I mean? Like it's also, you have to think of, it's fun that we're doing a cruise, but I'm also working on those days that are in there. So, and I haven't put it up. I've kept it, even including the shipping and all of the rest, that all those fees have gone up. And now that I ship you guys your kit so that you have it, there's fun things that go in there. Anybody that's been on it. So Julianne, anybody that's been there, I don't think any of the feedback, I don't think that you've ever got, Sherry, that the value wasn't there. No, I put a lot in those kits.
That's what we always make sure on our cruise and crops, that you're getting the value that you're paying for, no matter what the fee is that the host decides on. In the end, you're going to get the value. That's very important to us as a company, and we make sure our hosts know that, and that's the policy. So
yeah, it'll be good.
Great. And you're getting Vicki. So I mean, you're getting Vicki. You got a great teacher. So
it'll be good. It'll be good. And you think, because it is one full day and one half day, and then whatever else we do in between, because you're spending all that time with me. I share photography things, travel tips for some of these ports that I've been to. So it's good. But I hear what you're saying, but you will see that the value is in it. And I think if you've experienced anything with me, it's always a case. I always am very aware of the money you're spending, and I want you to leave feeling like that the experience was worth the hard work that you put into earning your money. So I just want you to know it'll be good. It'll be good. So I don't know if there were any other questions. So I think that's, I hope I haven't really, you guys are the first ones. I didn't post it really publicly anywhere, except for just before I went live here that the Alaska dates were up. So, and then how many spots on Alaska? Like, I wasn't sure with tables. Like I always just say 2 at a table, but I'm not.
We'll have a little bit more in there. Probably hopefully at least about 50 max. So we have a little bit more space in there.
So I just make sure I need a table to put all my crap on, and then we're good. So it'll be good. Awesome. And if you guys have any questions, you definitely just let me know. Just let me know. Right? And then let Sherry know. And if you can't get in touch with me, she will. Yeah, she'll definitely let me know. But I'm very much looking forward to it. It'll be a really fun experience. And if there's anybody new out there who's like, okay, she seems like a fun chick, I want to go hang out with her. We have a good time. So we are always looking for new members of the VBOO crew and people to add to the community. So definitely reach out. Watch my Friday night lives if you want to kind of get an idea of what my classes are like, because it really will give you probably the clearest idea. If you want to, you know, test ride one of my Sweet Rush will be the next online class that I will do. So, and then for this kit, that was one of the questions for, I have no clue yet for the one in the fall, because I just will wait and see how, like what product's out. But this one will be a mix of, there is a new travel line from Maggie Holmes. There'll be a mix of that with my Sweet Rush and some of the brand new Heidi Swap line. I actually am putting my order in today. So it is, I'm going to use the Sweet Rush album, even though we're doing a different class, but I think this will be fun. So this is one of my new ones, but I love the size of the album. It's going to be fun. And then the theme really will be for this one kind of everyday in travel, like so you can put your photos from this trip in it. I like to have that you leave the boat with something ready for you to print your photos and put them in. And you can start your journaling and all the rest in there as well. So I think that even if you don't traditionally scrapbook as much anymore, what's really awesome with these cruises is you will have all of the content just from the photos you'll take to make yourself a really fun album. And then a couple of scrapbook pages, probably some cards. I'll probably throw that in there too. So we can tap into everybody's favorite type of crafting. So I think it's good, right? It'll be so much fun. We'll have such a good time.
Thank you again for joining us, Vicki.
Thank you so much, Sherry, for having me.
Hope everyone enjoyed having Vicki on our live here, and post any comments below with any questions, and of course call us, and we will post links to all these cruises in the comments as well. So thanks again, everybody. Bye.
Thank you. We'll see